Okay, so before I play the clip, I'm going to give you a brief overview or introduction to what the clip is about. Okay, um, these guys are called Fresh and Fit. They own a podcast show where they bring women on to discuss social issues between male and female dynamics. Now, they are a manosphere group, a man's advocate kind of a group, right? So, normally they bring these women on to discuss with them honestly, and sometimes it can get confrontational and heated. But when the women become super rude, they kick them out. But in this case, clearly it didn't go according to plan. So let's have a look.
Let her talk. He talks.
I thought we was doing that though.
Nah, she wasn't.
But we was doing that though.
Listen, there's no arguing. She's leaving. If you want to leave, you can leave with her.
I thought we was doing that though. We was having a debate. It should be a
she keeps
friendly
cutting me
debate.
off. No,
Yeah.
she keeps cutting me off, just like you've been earlier.
Yeah.
But it should be a friendly debate. I don't think anybody was cutting anybody
there's
off.
nothing for debate right now. She's getting kicked out. If you want to leave, you can leave with her too.
I mean, I have no choice but to leave with her too. So
Okay,
I
then
mean,
get out.
I'm not gonna get nothing out unless you call the fucking police on if you're talking to me like that.
You're gonna get out right now.
You're gonna call the police
No,
if
you're
you're
gonna get
talking
out.
to me like that.
You're gonna get out.
You're gonna call the police
You're gonna
if
get out.
you're talking to me like
This is my
that.
place. You're gonna get the
You're
fuck
gonna
out.
call the police if
Okay.
you're talking to me
You want
like
me to talk
that.
like that?
Sip my white claw.
Yeah,
We won't call the cops. You're gonna look stupid getting kicked off on air by the police.
go ahead, do that.
Can you not do that?
Are these people really being like this? Because
We in Miami, bitch.
Wait, what the fuck?
Only in dead.
Thinking we got on the ratchet. We got on the ratchet. Wait, have you guys ever seen some shit like this on their podcast?
No, I
never. Y'all, this is live footage. Look, there are 10K viewers. Black people, I don't like the whole putting black people out there like as the angry black woman, angry black man. I hate shit like that. It's not even the police, it's the security.
Okay, so I believe that most of us know why she could hit this guy, and most of us know why she probably will get away with it. So for the people that don't, I'm just going to summarize it for you. Society allows it to happen, men allow it to happen, and obviously, women allow it to happen, right? The media has perpetuated a lot of these things as well as escalated it to new heights, so to speak. Now, if you're wondering, but where did this all come from? Well, mostly the Visigoths, if you want to be honest. I'm not trying to say that the Visigoths are the only ones that did it, because we also know that the Arabs did it as well. Even as ruthless as the Middle East can be, and believe it or not, Arabic women back in the day when the Caliphate was clashing with the Byzantine Empire, there were telltales of Arabic women, throwing stones at their husbands that were fleeing the battlefield, pushing them to go back in and fight and die for the prestige of Islam, all those kinds of things. So this has a long history, but when this really became a culture, okay, was when the media came involved, right? The media before used to balance things up, right? Used to make females, hit men. I used to make men hit women, so it was kind of a balance, and nobody really had a problem with that. Okay. Now, somewhere along the line, it became improper for women to get hit, unless it was talking about a story of abuse. But it was proper for men to still be getting hit, kicked in the nuts, slapped in the face, spat on, emasculated in public, dragged by their ears. I even saw one Katy Perry film where a woman was literally grabbing the husband by the nuts and flogging him with a cane. Now, people thought that was funny, and normally I would as well. But the reason why I don't think that is funny these days is because even though I have a dark sense of humor, right? It becomes unfunny when you are allowed to make jokes of one group and not the other. And if you don't know what I mean, let me give an example. Imagine for a second that you could only make jokes about black people. You could talk about black people having big lips. You can slap black people on television and stuff like that. And you never make jokes of white people. Even if the jokes were funny, you wouldn't consider that comedy, right? And the reason why you wouldn't consider that comedy is because you're only targeting one person. Now it's no longer comedy, it's just now racist, right? It's just now racist because you're only targeting one person, right? Comedy loses its sound. Comedy loses its effect, so to speak. And I'm going to talk about this in the next video because I have a very good example of that. And you guys might be triggered, but hey, that's the world we're living in today. Okay, comedy only works when you can joke about everything. That's the reason why I don't get annoyed with Family Guy, South Park, or even The Simpsons to some extent, right? Because they take the piece out of everybody. They insult everybody. Nobody's beyond that. Men get it, women get it. I mean, Meg, right? We all know about Meg's plight, by her father. That's why I was satisfied when Meg literally beat the crap out of her father, right? But in this situation, you look up almost every movie, almost every mainstream media, whether it's Pirates of the Caribbean, whether it's even Marvel's Thor, and you see women just assault men with impunity as if it's comedy, as if it's fine. That is where all these things got exacerbated from. This is not new by any way, but the media really exacerbated it, I would say, from the 2000s downwards. They really exacerbated it, right? And so many women think it's natural, it's cultural, and anything that seems natural now becomes cultural. They think it's natural, right, to put their hands on men and get away with it. There are many women that do that. There are also many women that don't believe in that, but they have been desensitized to it, so they wouldn't do that on their own, but they would be okay with their women, with other female friends doing that. So keep this in mind. Now the question is, what do we do about it? Well, there's a couple of things you can do about it. I would advise, don't ever let people touch you on the face, with men and women. If you have to go to jail, go to jail. Now you might say that is controversial, but you have to understand, people will not respect your boundaries if you have no boundaries. My boundary is, I can handle whatever comes out of your mouth. Keep your hands to yourself. If you put your hands on me, male or female, you're gonna get that work. One of us, we have to die, So that's why, and also because that's why women don't also, put their hands on me. The last time a woman put her hands on me, let's just say it didn't really end well for her. And that's a serious boundary. Now, many men still have this idea that, she's stronger than you, you're stronger than her, blah, blah, blah. That's all nonsense, okay? Because let's reverse that argument. Imagine Ronald Rosie, right? Getting slapped in the face by a dwarf. And she plays the dwarf. She beats the crap out of the dwarf that doesn't know how to fight. It's not as strong as her because it's a dwarf. Let's assume she plays him and she beats the crap out of him. Do you think people will be like, well, she's a professional fighter, she's much bigger than him, she should let her go because she's stronger? No, they wouldn't be doing that. They're only saying what they're saying because it's a man that is defending himself. That's the point. That's it. So those are my 2 cents, and I will keep doing videos about this because, as I say, we need the receipts, and video receipts are way more powerful than paper. Thank you, and I will see you guys later.